This webinar dedicated to the network of innovative learning labs and spaces of the Future Classroom Lab initiative. So my name is Anna Laghina, and today I have the pleasure to be your host for this webinar. Let me just show you the agenda for today very briefly. So after a few words of introduction and welcome by me, Anna Laghina, and Tommaso Dalla Vecchia, who is the Advocacy and Development Manager at Future Classroom. Hi, Tommaso. Hello. We will hear from another colleague, Senior Advisor from European SchoolNet, Bart Verwezel, about the Future Lab Future Classroom Lab Lead Ambassadors activities and the updates from that group. And we will then hear directly from some of these Future Lab ambassadors. Not all of them, of course, are present today. What has been going on, what they have done to support the network of innovative learning labs and spaces across Europe. After that, we will delve into the second part of the webinar, in which we will hear directly from some of the representatives of the learning labs across Europe about their experience, how they have developed the original Future Classroom Lab concept, the 6 learning zone, and so on, to meet the exigencies of their local context and of their school. So, as you know, European SchoolNet Future Classroom Lab has inspired several teachers, schools, and organizations to create their own learning labs and to enhance the learning spaces. And all these labs are independent initiatives, and they've shown an interest to link up with the other labs in Europe, so that European SchoolNet has created this independent open network of innovative learning labs with the aim to share experiences about these different initiatives. As per today, currently we have so far 240 member labs that have joined the network, but as we are going to hear today, many more are going to be created and will become probably members of the network. These labs are spread across 29 countries, and if you want to know more about them, you can check out the Future Classroom Lab website, where you can see also where they are geographically located. In this slide, you can see how they are represented, they are present in Europe. So 240 labs in 29 different countries. Today, probably all of you, most of you are familiar with the concept of the original Future Classroom Lab that, as you know, was firstly established in Brussels at European SchoolNet in 2012. But many other participants in this webinar probably are going to create to set up a similar lab. So let's just briefly recap what an innovative learning lab or space is. As we said before, all labs in Europe are independent initiatives, so very different and unique according to their needs, to the needs of their schools and of their territory. But the main ideas revolve around the original concept, that is the 6 learning zones that you can see in this picture, and that you can also, of course, check out on the FCL website. What is an innovative learning lab? Sorry, I went a little bit too fast. Just in a nutshell, it is a flexible learning space that allows a different reconfiguration of the spaces according to the learning activities that need to be carried out in the lab. It is a space to host innovative learning, incorporating innovative pedagogy, 21st century skills and technology-enhanced learning. It is a place that can host also a variety of activities, not only learning activities, but also trainings for teachers, meetings and discussions about education. It is a hub that aims to involve and to connect to different stakeholders, promoting dialogue between teachers, school leaders, policymakers, commercial partners, students, parents, etc. And it is a center to promote an open culture where teachers can observe each other's lesson and provide mentoring, and where students can use the lab to take part in collaborative projects and activities connecting with students from other schools. It is also an inspirational lighthouse for the area, for example, for other schools in the region. And here in these slides, you can see a publication that can be downloaded from the website, from the FCL website, and that provides guidelines on how to build learning labs and innovative learning spaces. So is that enough, Tommaso? Would you like to add a few comments on what I have tried to sum up in very few words?
Thank you, Anna. Thanks so much. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for organizing this online meeting. That's very important for us because it's this opportunity to meet different networks. So the Interactive Classroom Working Group, the Future Classroom Lab Ambassadors, the Innovative Learning Labs that volunteer to be part of the network. So I'm really happy to be with all of you today. And the other thing that I just wanted to mention is that this first kind of opportunity to connect, for us, it's very important because it's about the effort that we are putting into this initiative to create this ecosystem, this real community for peer learning and mentoring. So ideally, these are the first small steps towards that objective, but ideally we would be able, also because of these events and because of your contribution, soon somehow to really support all these centers and especially support that transnational and pan-European collaboration among all these people that are trying to improve the way teaching and learning happen in their context. But of course,
Excellent.
many volunteers decided to share their views, so I won't take more time, and thank you again, and back to you, Anna.
Thank you. On top of that, I can see that you are right in that Future Classroom, the original one in European SchoolNet, right? Great. So let's move on. And I would like to ask also my colleague, Bart Verweeswil. I always mispronounce your name, Bart, who is a senior advisor at European SchoolNet. Please just share with us a few insights about what has been going on. You are have been very active together with the future classroom lead ambassadors. And so I can see that there is an ambassadors digest shared constantly, and also a podcast.
Yeah,
is that true?
Sorry for my horrible surname. I even see that the fifth letter should be a W. Sorry, Anna, instead of a V. So it's Verswijvel, but no worries. Just call me Bart. That's easier. Now, I see indeed that Tommaso is operating from the original Future Classroom that was launched in 2012, and at that time, we were wondering whether the creation of that lab would have an impact on education in Europe. And what we see now, of course, we all agree that it had for sure a clear impact. And I don't want to say that the 240 labs that are on the website are the top of the iceberg, but still I think there are quite a lot of initiatives that we haven't brought together, and this is an ongoing process. And meetings like this, I think, are very valuable to create this network and to share our expertise. Now, coming back to the ambassadors, when we saw indeed that it had indeed an impact all over Europe, European SchoolNet decided exactly 10 years ago to establish a network of FCL, Future Classroom Lab ambassadors. We have them now in 15 countries, and on top, in each country, we have lead ambassadors, and some of the lead ambassadors will speak today. And in each country, they work with either a formal or more informal network, and their role is to promote initiatives like this to support institutes and schools who want to make changes. And as you said, they are in different contexts, different approaches. We have hubs like we have in Brussels, where teachers come for trainings, and this is what we have in many countries as well. But we have at the same time also schools and institutes where they build one of those labs where students on a regular basis can come. Now, you already mentioned two initiatives that the ambassadors take to make clear, to share what they are doing in their country. And there is a link at the bottom as well, where you can find one of the pages of the ambassadors. So I invite all who haven't been there just to click on them and to explore. By the way, our website is still in some progress. So in a few weeks' time, we will have some new initiatives also on the pages. But the digest is an initiative that we took, I think, about 7-8 years ago. And every quarter of the year, so 4 times a year, we produce from every country short news items. So if you really want to dive in the work of the ambassadors, go there and download the PDF that is published every 3 months. And then the other one that you mentioned is the podcast. We started with the initiative last year. We produced amongst ourselves 4 podcasts, but now I'm happy to announce that we will have a more professional approach. Yesterday we had the first episode launched of the official European Schoolnet podcast, and on the 30th of May we will have one podcast episode which has been recorded already with the 3 speakers from the network of the FCL ambassadors. And it's not only a podcast. If you want, you can also look at the faces. You could also look at the video cast, I would say. So feel free to explore all those pages, and maybe the ones that come from different countries could find connections to people operating in their own country, and learn from them, find support, because that is the role of the ambassadors, to support all these initiatives. Follow them on social media. They share calls for teachers, they share webinar invites, etc. So highly recommended that you connect to the ambassadors in, I must say, 15 countries that we have, because unfortunately not in every country we have one. But I think also what they produce on the European level could be of high value. So that's about it. I don't want to talk too long, because I think it's more interesting to hear the authentic stories from the ambassadors themselves and the other speakers. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bart. You're gonna help me also with the questions in the chat, and I would like to ask the participants if they want to ask a question. There's gonna be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, but if there are any hot questions that you would like to ask our ambassadors that are present today, and I welcome all of them, please use the chat. So how are innovative learning labs and spaces supported by the FCL Ambassador network? We have here some of them. As Bart said, there are 15, not all present today, of course, but so let's start with Busra Soilemeza from Turkey, and then we'll move to Slovakia with Alika Zayakova, and Finland with Sampo Forstrom, Belgium, Jana Optebek, Israel, Karina Batat, Italy, Massimo Bellardinelli, and Spain, Sara Sanchez. Busra, please unmute yourself, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to come together here in the meeting. So I hope it will be a really good opportunity for us to enlarge our community and connecting, making some connections among different schools and with different countries. And thank you for providing this opportunity. My name is Büşra Söylemez, and I am working as the Future Classroom Lead Ambassador in Turkey. I am working for the Ministry of National Education in the DG for Innovation and Educational Technologies. And here we are supporting schools in their transforming their learning spaces from traditional classrooms to innovative learning environments. And we provide some active learning training programs for them, capacity building programs. As for the supporting the innovative learning labs network in Turkey, we have an innovative learning labs network which is composed of 39 schools for now, accredited by the European SchoolNet, and they are placed in the different cities of Turkey. And we have really good examples from starting from pre-primary level to the high school level. We have different examples from different cities, and we provide guidance or technical and pedagogical support for them for the establishment and for developing their learning environment. Also, we have a strong Future Classroom local ambassadors network. We have 36 local ambassadors for now in Turkey, and they support us with their local activities. They introduce a Future Classroom lab idea and model, and they organize trainings. They also provide some technical and pedagogical support to the schools, teachers, and school leaders who would like to develop their learning environments in their own countries. Also, we try to connect different ambassadors and different schools through some activities, some field visits, school visits. We organize some gatherings for them. Also, we organize trainer trainings. And also we would like to enlarge our network with more schools. Also, the ministry finances the establishment of these type of innovative classrooms in our country as well. So in 81 provinces, there will be 500 learning labs. So it's a new initiative, and it will be financed by the ministry itself. And also among our FCL ambassadors and with the local or with the accredited schools, they have their own contact channels. They have a WhatsApp group, for example, and through this group, they have their own learning community, and they share their good practices. They help each other, support each other. It's a new thing. It's started new, but it's something really important to supporting and empowering the network in Turkey. And also we provide some capacity building activities for all of these schools, and we also give importance to making strong ties with them. So basically, and in summary, that's all what we are doing. I hope that we can learn from other countries and from other Future Classroom lead ambassadors as well. Thank you for providing this opportunity to us.
Thank you, Busra. It's really interesting to see how this is developed across the country. So let's move now to Slovakia, to Alika. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It was really a lot of activities. I am really now looking forward to visit Turkey in autumn. So my name is Alica, and I would like to also share our activities in Slovakia. Right now, we have big changes going on in Slovakia. We have started to implement a new curriculum for elementary schools. So we are talking a lot about the new approaches and settings of the educational processes. To help this, we have established 40 regional support centers, which train and mentor teachers, organize training sessions, visit the schools, and prepare methodological materials. Our Ministry of Education, which I am part of, is a partner in a national project with our Institute of Education and Youth, also with 2 universities. One of the goals of this project is also implementation of innovative learning labs. We would like to build 3 innovative learning labs in 3 different places in Slovakia, one in the west, one in the middle, and the third in the east part of Slovakia. So it will be close for all the teachers in Slovakia, and it will be the place where the teachers will come and get inspiration and learn practically about new approaches.
Okay.
In this project, national project, another partner, the universities, are also going to build the innovative learning labs on the ground of university. These universities are oriented for pedagogy students. And they also plan to provide some seminars and training also for external partners. And it will be a really nice place where to meet and learn also about these activities. We expect to fulfill these goals in coming year. Actually, we are currently preparing a call to support future classroom labs at schools. So the schools will be able to receive a financial contribution on the basis of submitted projects. For this year, we expect to support 100 elementary schools, which is about 5% of all of our elementary schools in Slovakia. And we hope we will be able to continue with this project also the next years and to grow.
Okay.
So
thank you, Alita. Very interesting indeed. Let's move now to Finland with Sampo Forsström. Sampo, if I'm not mistaken, are you there, Sampo?
I'm here.
Yeah, okay, good to see you. If I'm not mistaken, all or most of the labs in Finland are university-based, right?
Yes, I'll explain a little bit about who we are and where we are. So very happy to be part of this. Right now I'm in the sunny
open
Finland.
air. Oh, lovely.
So I'm in my backyard. So this is usually you see snow when you see me, but today is different. So Bart was telling that it's raining in Brussels, so we have it a little bit better. But wonderful to be part of this. A very good afternoon and greetings from Eastern Finland. As mentioned, my name is Sampo. I work at the University of Eastern Finland. I'm happy to be in many roles, and one of my roles is to lead the national network of FCL ambassadors. We started the FCL network in Finland on a larger scale in 2018. In the beginning phase, there were 3 labs involved in 3 various cities. We have received funding from the Agency of Education, and at this time we are on the 5th round of funding. So the ambassadors who are involved in this project have part of their job to work as an FCL ambassador, and the percentage of their job is, it might be like 10%, so it's not very big, but anyhow, it gives them the possibility to develop and work. So now we are active in actually 10 labs. We have to upload the new materials to the web page, and that is under process, and happy to share pictures and things from our side. So we're based in the Finnish teacher training schools, and we have like 35 ambassadors who are active at this point. Perttu from Helsinki will be sharing some of his pedagogical development today. And the teacher training schools, as Anna kindly mentioned, are parts of the university. So we have the, both sides of the educational sector. So we have the learners by, K-12 students, and then we have the university students as well, who are becoming, doing their practices in becoming of teachers. So it's a really nice position for the FCL. We have research, we do a lot of cooperation with different companies and so on. And of course, this research-based development is something that we find really important. And I, as a lead ambassador, try to help the network in many various ways and develop and organize events and such. So we are quite active in the national education sector, and wonderful to be part of this European network. So happy to hear Jana next.
Thank you very much, Sampo. Jana, are you there? Let's hear your insights from Belgium. I cannot see
Hi,
you.
yes, I'm here.
There. Yeah, okay, welcome,
Hello.
Jana.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Jana, and I work at the Knowledge Center Digisprong at the Ministry of Education in Flanders. I've been appointed as an FCL ambassador since September, since there was very little contact with the current labs in Flanders, and the list of existing labs was bit outdated. I started a desk research this year to see which labs there are. Soon, a number of labs will be invited in Flanders to discuss where the needs and the opportunities lie. Possibly there are labs that we do not know yet or we are unaware of. Therefore, we will give the attendees the chance to add labs to our desk research, and depending on the demand and the input from the lab, several actions will follow, with the possibility of joining for schools interested in creating labs as well. And of course, we will also explain to the labs about this fantastic network where they can learn from each other beyond their borders. And thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you. Now, in the network of innovative learning labs, there are also two from Israel. So let's hear from Karina Batat how things are going with the new labs. Karina, are you there?
Yes, thank you, Anne. Thank you, Anna.
Developing an interesting concept I heard about edupreneurship. So
yes,
let's hear that.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you all for this great opportunity. My name is Karina Batat, and I am the Israeli Future Classroom Lead Ambassador. I'm also still teaching. I'm also a teacher trainer. And in the next 3 minutes, I'd like to offer you a glimpse into the journey from the FCL concept to our vision based on edupreneur. So let's a little bit rewind to 2050. The Israeli Future Classroom, known as BETA, was inaugurated in a modest facilities in Petah Tikva. This initiative was a collaborative effort with the Tel Aviv district at the Ministry of Education, Microsoft, and Petah Tikva municipality, drawing inspiration, of course, from the FCL in Brussels and its 6 learning zones. Our small team of trainers, teacher trainers, was dedicated to instilling 21st century skills in school leaders, educators, and students as part of the national program to adapt the school system to the 21st century publishings in 2010. We conducted courses, training, workshops about digital transformation, cloud computing, teamwork also, and collaborative work, coding, bringing also the classroom into the video games. The COVID-19 pandemic marked a turning point as we transitioned all our courses and workshops to online. This period of change led us to a realization. Even after pandemic was over, there was no going back. A new normal began to emerge, one that emphasized problem solving, creativity, critical thinking. It was time for us at BETA and all the team to expand our horizons and scale up. And in that meaning, in 2021, it happened. We met a key figure that enabled us to scale up, Rachel Alon, the major advisor for gender equality and innovation in Petah Tikva, familiar with our activity and the impact because she was a principal, a school principal before. She invited to join a new journey. Together, we aim to bridge the educational sector with the world of work, industry, and high-tech. Building on this momentum, we also join the Innovation Technology Unit START at the MOE. Thereby, we extend to reach a national level. And the rest from here is history. Today, we are integral component of START, the Innovation Technology Unit at MOE, at the House of Innovation in Petah Tikva. Our mission now encompasses a broader demographic engaging citizens aged from 9 to 99 across the country. Our new home spans an impressive 2,000 square meters, serving as a 360-degree hub for technological innovation. In collaboration with startups and various partners, we lead initiatives through the academic year, including sessions on EdTech innovation and soft skills, such resilience, an EdTech accelerator program for educators, a youth startup championships, and of course, a video gaming community. Our goal now is to empower our participants to explore and innovate in a field like AI, coding, gaming, robotics, and immersive experiences. We are fostering a new set of competences linked to entrepreneurship and innovation, ensuring that our audience is equipped to drive in the modern web in a better way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very interesting. Okay, let's move on. I think Massimo Bellardinelli from Italy. If you are there, Massimo.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So you have also a few slides. Will you tell us a bit about Italy?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to exchange vision and experience, the way to improve. My name is Massimo Bellardinelli. I am an old principal, and this time I work with Indire. I collaborate really with Indire, our national agency, school agency, documentation and research. In Italy, we live in a complex context because we have old schools. We have in our country near 500 schools, 50,000 schools. 50,000 schools, but more than 80% of our schools are built before 1980. For this to change is so hard. We necessity have a special approach to change our spaces. We have an hard context, a complex context, but we have a good time because with the European fund, in this time we have money. Is not normally for Italy, money for the schools, and we have the opportunity to change, to build 500 new buildings, school buildings, and 5% of our classroom are being to renovated with the European funds, and we have found to train the teacher too in this time. For the Italian network innovative learning labs, if you see our FCL maps, we have in this time only 6 points, but really we have a lot of other regional, more than 20 regional future labs. And we are working in the time to join to the network, FCL network, this special laboratory in all the regions. And we are working to have 5 institutional learning lab in this year, in 2024. But we are working with a lot of our different schools in all the regional territory. Our approach is networking, inspiring and supporting the school. The network is a good way, connection is a good way. Avanguardia Educativa is the main important network we have. We make connection with the school, and we bring you the opportunity to exchange vision, to exchange practice approach and solution to the problems. Today, from Italy come a school that do this, that work in all the spaces, but transform and bring a lot of new opportunities for our students in all the buildings too. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you very much, Massimo. And now Sara from Spain. They have launched a huge initiative that is called Aula del Futuro. Sara, are you there?
Okay. Hello,
Okay.
good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me, Anna, here today. My name is Sara Sanchez, and I work as a pedagogical and technical advisor, and it's an honor to attend as a representative of the National Institute of Education, Technologies and Teacher Training, called INTEF, as a unit of the Ministry of Education, Vocational Training and Sports, responsible for the integration of digital technologies and teacher training at non-university educational stages. Aula del Futuro, as you were saying, is a project coordinated by the National Institute of Education, Educational Technologies and Teacher Training, INTEF, in collaboration with the autonomous communities, that it has been continuously growing since it started in 2015. So I would like to give you a glimpse of what we do, and I'll try to be quick. I think I'm managing the presentation, right?
Yes, you are.
I took control. Okay. So basically what we do is that we work at various levels. We work on coordination, on building a network, dissemination of the project, resource creation, and teacher training. And I will try to explain a bit more about this in a minute. We coordinate at European level, as you were saying before, represented by a lead ambassador and an ambassador. But at national level, we have two groups of work. We operate through decision-making groups representing the different autonomous communities. And on the field, we have a network of ambassadors. Those provide direct support at different levels to educational centers interested in the implementation of the project. At the same time, Aula del Futuro is an ecosystem in which a vast network of educational centers of all types are represented and part of it. But those are just the tip of the iceberg, as Bart was saying before. On the one hand, it encompasses various educational institutions, and on the other hand, it entails an establishment of national network of classrooms specifically designed for teacher training. To give a glimpse of the whole picture in relation to training, over the last year, more than 5,000 educators were able to receive training within these specialized classrooms. From here, we also offer training to those responsible of training at the different labs within the national network of Aulas del Futuro for teacher training, but also to educators in general, apart from the general public. From the classroom located at INTEF, we will offer 7 courses aimed at trainers within the national network of classrooms. And these courses will cover various topics this year, including space design, the use of AI in the classroom, and the development of computational thinking, among others, as you can see. I mentioned earlier dissemination, and from here, from INTEF, we offer open house events for those who are interested in learning more about the project, but also we offer opportunities to experience the pedagogical approach that lies on the foundations of this project. We were talking about training. Another training we offer to teachers is an online tutor training based on the classroom toolkit. and is supplemented by 3 nano open online courses open to everybody worldwide, because we also have people who join us from overseas. On those nano open online courses, we offer training on design of spaces and implementation. The creation of learning scenarios and activities are covered, as you can see, as topics. And to keep it short, for more information, we invite you to access our website, in which all the events, news, resources, and very important inspiration on the project can be easily found. So thanks so much, Anna. That's all.
Thank you very much, Sarah. This is a huge project, and we will hear more about that also in the second part of the workshop from one of your colleagues, Julio, who is already online. So let's move on to the second part. We are perfectly on time, so I'm very happy about that, and thank you to all the ambassadors for being so concise, because I know that there's so much that you would like to say. So we asked some representatives of these innovative learning labs to share with us how the initial Future Classroom Lab concept has been developed in their own school, and what innovative approaches have been implemented in terms, for instance, of design of physical learning spaces, integration of technology in the learning process, sustainability, which is always a challenge for such learning environments, collaboration with other stakeholders, and international exchange. So let me introduce our speakers in this second part of the session. Stephanie Burton will be the first on the row. Professor Pertu Evalues from Finland, Julio Vegas from Spain, Eva Polakova from Slovakia, Silvia Gigi and Chiara Giustinelli from Italy. And then we started, as you saw, with Turkey, and we're going to finish with 3 representatives from Turkey, Canan Han, Ünsal Saperi, and Serkan Tobas. So please, Stephanie, come to the floor, take control of the slides, and we are all ears.
Thank you very much, Anna, and welcome everybody. So I'm Stephanie Burton, and I'm the Swiss delegate in one of the UN's working group, which is called the Interactive Classroom Working Group. So we were lucky to witness the birth of the FCL in 2012. And I'm also, I have this mandate on behalf of our Swiss national agency, which is called Movetia. And I'm also the project manager of the FCL in the School of Education in Lausanne, Switzerland, in La HEP Vaud, that you can see behind me right here. So what do we do in this lab? We started in 2021. We were very lucky, not because there was COVID, but because of COVID, our university was saving a lot of money. Our professors could no longer travel. And they had the idea of creating an innovation fund, which enabled me with some partners. We have a whole floor in a new, it's not a new building, but it's a building that's been given to the HEP. And it's a floor dedicated to cultural mediation. And as you can see, we can collaborate together with a group of people who manage our institution's art collection. We have a maker space, we have a little gaming corner, and we have the Future Classroom Lab. 2021 is also a very important year for Switzerland, because we finally had the German speakers and the French speakers and the Italian speakers a new curriculum, a new digital education curriculum, which included usage of technology, media education, that had been in the programs for a while. Media education, we understand it really in the French sense of éducation aux médias. But what was new is the idea that children beginning in kindergarten should also develop competencies in the area of computational thinking and informatics. As you can see, our curriculum, the colours flow into one another because we are encouraged to see digital transformation as a process and not to have coding classes or radio production, but to really see how we can make our future teachers, and our students into digital citizens. Also very important is this tension that we can observe between new curriculum, which brings about new learning scenarios if we're doing it in the right way, students collaborating together, solving problems together with the help of technology. And very often the next step is also thinking about space. That is why our lab is really built as a flexible classroom, this idea of giving something to show to local authorities, to school heads, so that they can have a mental picture of how school could develop in the future. This space is dedicated to teacher training, initial education, we are in a school of education, and continuing education. We also have classes every day in here, and we have a big focus on networking, having school heads, digital coordinators, partners from EdTech meet and imagine how they can have their schools develop in this area. Concerning the zones, we decided to not take over this design thinking concept because we wanted to be, in German we have a nice word which means niederschwellig. We wanted to not be too complicated on, when people come in, so that we can explain in an easy way what we're doing. And we decided to focus what our government is focusing on right now. So on the one hand, it's the computational thinking, a lot with unplugged activities. On the other hand, it's digital tools for inclusion, which is a big focus, creativity, and also problem solving connected to math and science. So we have a flexibility, we have a zoning concept in our head, but it's more around the priorities of our educational system. Considering the part about teacher education, we have a lot of continuing education in our lab, also for our students in initial training. So we do not compete with the big lectures and seminars. We try to complement them. That means that students who have lacks in digital skills, they can come with us and work. Or students who are interested in more advanced technologies that are not covered in the lectures, they can find a space to talk about that in our lab too. A big request from our school head is to build bridges between digital technology and all the other subjects that are taught in teacher training. So we have to find ways of getting English didactic seminars into digital education. How can these tools help students learn languages? How can they help students manage their classroom? So we're really trying to build bridges with our colleagues from the other departments. We're lucky enough to have a group of teachers who had a network because they have a flexible classroom. So they also meet here. We are kind of a focus point for them. And as you can see, they really like to take advantage of all the flexible equipment we have. And of course, we also are a networking place for our technology coordinators who work every day trying to get teachers into basic digital skills, but they also want to explore, to try more innovative technologies that are coming, to see if it's worth bringing that back into their classroom or not. International collaboration is very important for us. Basically, all the foreign students and professors that come through our university are going to spend time in our lab in some form or another. So it can be a group with a very highbrow professor from Morocco, and at the end of the week we have him on the floor doing robotics with his students. So we can see that these kind of very flexible working environments can also change the dynamic between people. When we welcome classrooms, what do we do? So our scenarios, they're really built very much around the concept of playful learning. So I used to be an English teacher and I was very much into drama and education. So there's always a very strong scenario, a story that the children are involved in. We're working for the NASA. We're going to explore an Egyptian tomb. We're besieging a castle, whatever. There's a challenge that the children have to solve in groups, lots of teamwork. And then there's also always this necessity to go back to the concepts in the end and to connect what we've been doing with robotics, with creativity, with the life that surrounds them. So here just a few images of some of the activities that we have. A very popular NASA Artemis mission. It's interesting because 2 years ago, nobody knew about this mission and now it's become famous. Lots of production of digital books. The kids love that. We have lots of teachers signing up. Stuff on disinformation. That's what we were doing this morning. A mission where there's lots of calculations to be able to enter the Nefertiti tomb. And finally, a big request. We have this brand new curriculum and everybody would like to do something with AI. So we developed this mission where the classes that come burgle the Louvre with different AI tools. They have to crack the facial recognition system. They have to decide which paintings are fake, which ones are real. They have to train a robot to recognize the most precious diamonds. And we're lucky to have these robots from a company called Learning Robots. It's a French startup we work with. They have robots that can do machine learning. So the kids can actually train these robots to explore the Louvre. Holiday program, also important because we are in a rather poor community here and the kids really enjoy free activities during their holidays, mentored by our students. It's also a great opportunity for them to jump in. So collaboration, super important for us. Please contact us. We have a great international office. We have lots of opportunities to do projects. We're connected with the FCL in Copenhagen. We have a wonderful time with them. So please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you very much.
Anna, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, something happened with the slides, I guess. So let me start over again, sharing the slides. Now it's going to be Pertu. Hang on a sec that the slides come up. I knew that it was going to happen. But anyway, let me see if I can find my slides again.
You just showed slide number 40 just now.
Yeah. Okay, so hang on a sec that it is uploaded again. So I would ask the speakers please not to stop sharing at the end. So slide 40. Let's find it. So it's Professor Pertu now. So resume. I hope it's coming.
It's there.
And yes, thank you very much. So Pertu, you can now take control of the slides. Pertu is going to present a pedagogical case study, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes. So hello, everyone. My name is Perttu Ervelius. I'm an educator at Viikki Teacher Training School of the University of Helsinki, Finland. And today I'm here to tell you about how we have integrated technology into the Finnish 4th grade curriculum. This project that I'm telling you about has been implemented on several times on local schools and also one time in South Africa, Johannesburg. Due to the limited time, I will be focusing on the key point of this invention project. Okay, the invention project aims to encourage creative thinking such as divergent, convergent, inspirational, lateral, aesthetic, and system thinking, and critical thinking skills such as interpretation, analysis, evaluation, inference, and reasoning. It focuses on developing computational thinking skills and enhancing presentation and teamwork abilities in the context of robotics and coding. And here in the picture, you can see our goals. The goals of our project align with the UNESCO Agenda 2030 objectives that are incorporated into the 4th grade curriculum. Specifically, we focus on sustainable future, preparing our learners for future challenges and opportunities. By addressing real-world issues through robotics and coding, learners not only gain valuable skills, but also develop a deeper understanding of their role in contributing to sustainable development and as a global citizenship. And so in the picture, you can see those 5 topics that I have chosen that are inside of the 4th grade curriculum subjects. Okay. I think the slides are in a bit of different order that they used to be, so this is a bit confusing. I will be hopping back and forth because now let's delve into the details of our project. The project included 4 2-hour sessions. And the first session was about familiarizing students with Lego Spike and basic coding skills. And during the second session, learners engaged in brainstorm exercises, identified a real-world problem from their daily lives, and okay, someone else took control of the slides, so I think it's okay. Yeah, well, what was I saying? Yeah, the third session focused on learning additional skills, getting fresh ideas and refining the prototype based on those new ideas. And at the beginning of the 4th session, students finalized their robots and programs. And at the end of the 4th session, we had a gala event to present their work. And at the end of every session, we had a feedback round where everyone could share. Okay, now we've lost all the slides.
Yeah, very good. Okay, we'll do that again, no problem. Okay. Yeah, it can happen. This is when we are live. I mean, we love technology, don't we? So it can happen. It happens. Yeah. So it was about 40 something, 41. Okay. We saw this one, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. We were in the project phases, and I think if I can take the control again, because the slides are in the wrong order.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
45.
45.
Yeah, but is it okay if I take the control?
Okay.
Okay. So here we are. So like I mentioned, at the end of every session, we had a feedback round for everyone to share what they had been doing, what they were going to do next, and they also got new ideas from other groups as well. And well, this is the right slide. Here are a few solutions for problems that might occur during project-based learning. First thing, it's essential to support the learners throughout the project. And also, although this project was open-ended, it needed to be semi-structured to maintain focus and progress for the learners. We used different kind of time limits and phases during the sessions. One good way to motivate learners with different skill levels is by using various challenges. Formative assessment and reflection are also a crucial part of successful project. We use questionnaires that learners answer 3 times per session to keep them focused on the project goals. And answering these questions took about a minute and had a huge impact on their focus because while answering this questionnaire, the learners had to think what they had been doing, what they should be doing, and what are the goals for their project. And well, like I said, it had a huge impact. In the picture, you can see the questionnaire. Now I need to go back. So here, at the end, I want to tell you that we also collected video data about this project, and preliminary findings suggest that robotics and coding do help learners to keep their feet on the ground while their heads are in the clouds. And the key elements for the project include a real-world problem, semi-structured lessons, competent teacher, and building a working prototype with real limitations imposed by coding and available tools and parts. This ensures the prototype isn't just some fiction, but prepares students for the real life, for the future. And in this picture, you can see a few robots. One of them is about to clean the rapids. A robot that stops arguments. The children do that. And a robot is a robot that asks you to stop showering after 5 minutes so you don't waste that clean water and stuff like that. So these are real robots that the children have built. Learners also took pictures and videos and showed them home for their parents. So school home connection was there. And at the end, after the project, they also write the paper about the project to help them reflect about the project, and on the other practice writing essay. And finally, I can say that the students found the project, it was very motivating and suitably challenging, and they were quite surprised at how impressive robots they created during the project. So it was very nice. And well, they learned both the subject like clean water and stuff like that, but also these general skills. And I can say that it seems so far that integrating technology into the education is quite seamless. So thank you.
Bertu, there's a question for you, a very short one actually. How about the age of your students? How old are they?
They are fourth graders in Finland, so they are 10 to 11 years old.
And how often do they come to the lab? How many hours do they carry out the project?
The project was, there was 4 sessions, so it was, and one session was 2 hours. So 4 times 2 hours, so 8 hours.
Oh, okay. Very interesting indeed. Okay, I will welcome on the floor now Julio Vegas from Aula de Futuro. If you can please, Julio, take control. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you see my slide?
Absolutely, yes.
Great.
Thank you,
good
Julio.
afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Julio Vegas. I'm the head of FAPE San Antonio, an infant and primary school in Toledo, Spain. And the first time I heard about the Future Classroom Lab was in 2017, when visiting a school in Brussels, which I had carried out a former Comenius project. I was taken to the FCL at European Schoolnet, and it really made an impact on me. My understanding of learning environments changed drastically. The FCL was such a fabulous source of inspiration that led my school to coordinate a new European project again, Erasmus Plus this time, from 2018 to 2020, focused on innovative pedagogical practices, educational equipment, and technologies, titled Full Steam Ahead Europe. As Sarah said, Aula del Futuro, ADF, is the Spanish project directly inspired by the FCL. In 2021, the Educational Administration of Castilla-La Mancha presented its first training to promote the ADF project, based on active methodologies and digital competencies. So let's move to the design of physical and learning spaces. because the design and development of our Aula del Futuro took us just a year, having maximum participation by the school staff, 44 teachers. We started by following the steps recommended in the Future Classroom Toolkit. And with that guidance and the contents of regional and national trainings, we managed to shape our ADF. We had no difficulty in identifying an appropriate and available space within the school, an open rectangle-shaped space around 107 square meters. And that area fitted perfectly with the needs of specific zones, allowing scenarios for the 6 areas of learning and teaching. The following academic year, 2022-23, we were finally able to launch our ADF with the participation of a regional teacher training center, having even media coverage there. Okay, moving on, slide 3, integration of technology in the learning process. Throughout the years, our school has gained relevant experience providing teachers with knowledge of active methodologies with ICT. From 2010 to 2020, my school's teachers started to use ICT resources frequently. First, with the so-called Altia classrooms, a media and communication space equipped with computers and internet access. Secondly, with the spread of the digital classrooms, providing laptops and later tablets for students and teachers, along with smartboards. In the meantime, in 2016, my school was one of the trailblazers in terms of STEAM methodology in Castilla-La Mancha. Then and now, we firmly believe STEAM is an access point for guiding student inquiry, dialogue, and critical thinking. In addition, my appointment as ADF ambassador in 2021 allowed us to develop different training initiatives to disseminate the concept of flexible learning spaces within the school. Using a cascade training model, the staff was aimed to try different pedagogical approaches and take some of them back to their classrooms. Finally, in 2022-2023, the entire staff of the school joined a second ADF training, which would be of paramount importance to implement and the startup our Aula del Futuro. Its goal was the development of a methodological change in teaching practice, taking into account environmental factors, different learning scenarios, and the systematic use of digital technologies. Said that, it led us to next slide, sustainability. Because, you know, when considering building an ADF, the main concern was where the necessary money will come from, because we needed money. We already had the space, some furniture and technology. What avoided, you know, going over the school budget, but those were not enough for ADF requirements. However, we were sure that we would be able to obtain funding from a variety of sources. Firstly, we linked our ADF with other activities designed to increase the use of technology in the school. We used devices that were purchased by Castilla-La Mancha's digital transformation project, allowing us to have microbit mini computers, making sets, MIDI keyboards, controllers, all of them being used at the different learning zones of the ADF. In the second place, we received some financial support from the City Council, letting us purchase some robotic sets, and they also changed the lighting, painting furniture and walls, and even they build a chroma set zone themselves, which allowed us to keep the school budget, balanced. And then last but not least, building an ADF as a school, will always imply some staff dedicating hours to the project. However, I think this will make the staff feel that the ADF is to some extent part of them. At this very moment, our main concern about sustainability is related to the replacement of equipment. However, we do not think it will be a critical issue, because first we have sufficient annual income to sustain our ADF, but also because we are talking about a methodology, and that is completely accomplished at the school. And let's finally move on to collaboration with other stakeholders and national and international exchange. Our school has collaborated with the local education authorities from the very beginning. They provided us with financial, technical, and teaching support, and we are returning the favor, promoting the ADF project and teaching other schools staff about it. Currently, we supervise about 20-21 Toledo schools, helping them to develop their own ADF projects by the use of the toolkit, or solving the doubts, or leading their teaching training. And we also have formed a valuable partnership with Castilla-La Mancha University, helping each other by sharing ideas and experiences about the ADF. I have quarterly meetings with the Dean of Education, acting as a consultant to ADF matters. Due to the fact that the university's ADF was built after hours, they look for advice in our school. Our next step must be working with industry partners, because we reckon that they can be an important source of funding via sponsorship or by providing equipment and services. And on the other hand, this collaboration would give them European-wide visibility. And in terms of national and international exchange, this year we have set up an ADF-based project along with 5 schools from different Spanish autonomous communities. And we are working on the FCL learning zones and all aspects related to them. We are also considering the possibility of applying for Erasmus Plus funding next year, including teacher and students mobility, developing the idea about educational technology as a facilitator of active teaching learning. And at last, we are still in contact with European schools we worked with in previous years, hosting pupils, sharing materials and textbooks, or exchanging files. This European net allow us to find new ways to use modern technologies and experiment with different pedagogical approaches. What we foster is more and better collaborative learning by teachers and students, or accessing information in a way to make it unnecessary for teachers to spend a lot of time studying the technology.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Julio. I think you have finished, right?
Yeah.
This was very interesting. Thank you very much. And now I'm inviting Eva Polakova to please take control of the slides. She's gonna present her school-based lab, which is very well integrated in the school daily life. Right, Eva?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eva Polakova, and I'm head teacher of primary and secondary school West. I work as a teacher of mathematics and chemistry, and I'm also a co-lead ambassador of FCL for Slovakia. My first contact with FCL was in 2017 in Brussels, and the concept of FCL appealed to me so much that we immediately started to think to build these kind of flexible learning spaces in our school. And actually we build it and we teach there since September 2021. Before we started to build the FCL in our school, we carefully considered the space requirements and school possibilities. We could not create like in one classroom 6 zones, so we adjusted the space and zones according to our possibilities, and we created a learning space for 3 classrooms, for 3 classes in 1 grade. So it's approximately for 50 pupils, and each class has its own base classroom and shared common space. This is the first part of FCL, but what I would like to say before I introduce this part of our learning lab, each school year a different grade is learning there. We started with 5 graders, it's 10, 11 years old pupils. The following years we had 4 graders, and this year we have the 7, 8 years old pupils, so quite young pupils. This part of the learning lab is a space for investigation and the creative part of work. We call it a dirty zone, which you can clean easily. It is dedicated for art lessons, science lessons, or Lego engineering lessons. And for every other lessons which need learning by doing concept. Then you can come into the present zone, where the presentations and discussions take place. And as you see, there is the yellow part of this zone where you can sit, but also there are some stairs and you can go outside on the terrace. So the children can also learn there in nice weather. Here are the 3 base classrooms with flexible and light tables. As you can see, some walls are made of glass, so teachers and pupils can see also to the common space. The doors on the classrooms, they are often open, and part of the pupils are working inside the base classroom, and the others, they are in the common space. Teachers can easily see what's happening outside, inside the base classroom, and they can manage everything properly. There is also the small library and like the classroom library, because we take care of reading our pupils. It is the future classroom lab, but we need the pupils to be able to read properly. So we change the books regularly, like in 2 weeks or in 1 month. The FCL spaces are equipped by the technology like LCD boards or projectors. So each part of this FCL best is really equipped by something that you can play, watch, mirror something. All pupils have an iPad for educational process. It's like one-to-one concept, and everyone can mirror his or her iPad, because we have also the Apple TV there in each classroom and zone. There are some proof panels in the classroom, so the pupils can concentrate in case of the test or in other situation. There is no noise coming from the common spaces, even though there are walls made of glass. In the base classrooms, there are special tables for pupils. I don't know whether you can see it properly, but one table is intended for 3 pupils, not for 2 or 1. And we connect these tables together and create nests by 6 or more, according to the work or lesson. In addition to the LCD boards I mentioned previously, pupils can write on the wall with markers, because there are the white, washable, wipeable wallpapers, and they are pasted on the wall. And this last space is the develop zone, which is used for individual work, small group work, or discussion. This zone is also very popular by the pupils for the breaks. It is a very important space for building the community. So the pupils from different classes spend lots of free time together. It is comfortable for relaxing, but also for working, reading, and thinking. During the day, we use the best lab, these flexible spaces for teaching pupils. But in the afternoon or during some weekends, we provide teacher trainings for teachers from the whole Slovakia. I have a personal experience as teacher from this learning space, and it is very positive experience. In this flexible space, I had lots of possibilities how to arrange and manage my lessons. Of course, you have to set some rules with pupils, but they respect them very quickly. The best in that, the following the rules are the youngest. So if you would like to start in your school, start with the youngest. And my experience as a head teacher is also positive. Every time I go around this space, there are pupils that are working, focusing, and they're really happy there. But you have to also support the teachers before they start teaching there. You need to train them, to give them support with open lessons. For example, we went to the Brussels directly to FCL through the Erasmus project for training. Because the change of teaching is not only about the possibility of teaching in the flexible spaces with the technology, but you please don't forget on the pedagogy and active learning.
Thank you so much. Fascinating, really. And I do believe that the kids love those learning spaces. So thank you, Eva. Let's move on now to Silvia Chigi and Chiara Giustinelli from Italy. They will show us a very interesting way, a very interesting example of how the whole school has become a laboratory. A school without walls, really. And so the floor is yours. Let's delve into it. How they will show how this is possible to do also in very small schools.
Good afternoon, everybody. The sound is good?
Very
you
good.
Hear well?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, very well. Thank you.
I'm Chiara Giustinelli. I teach in San Filippo for 16 years. Close to me, there is Silvia Chigi, my new head teacher. It's an honor for me to be together to my two boss, so Silvia and Massimo Belardinelli, that was my ex-head teacher, and now he's an ambassador of FCL, so thank you very much. So yes, we call ourselves innovation artisan, because in our didactic circle we have 12 schools, very special school, 6 primary school and 6 kindergarten school. We live in the upper side of Umbria, and this school are involved by 2 municipalities, Città di Castello and Monte Santa Maria Tiberina. Santa Maria Tiberina involved 2 special mountain schools. So we are indeed a case of study for innovation learning, and we convert 7 schools out of 12 in this year. We are doing a new learning lab inspired by FCL Bruxelles method, and we are mentoring also 18 schools for the PNRR Next Generation UK. What is our challenge? Our challenge is to create a new innovative learning space in historical buildings. This is the difference between us and your school that are always new. So we create innovative learning space since 2015, inspired by the research of the Indire 1+ space. And we follow specific steps. For example, in the first steps, we call the space 1, we transform the classroom. We transform the classroom using a new technology. For example, we use interactive table, interactive whiteboard, TV, iPads, and as you see in this picture, teachers has no desk, no chair, and she moves freely with students without barriers. In this way, we create and we promote cooperative learning and peer-to-peer classroom. The second steps that we call space 2, we create the atelier. So a space that is an experiential space in which children have freedom to express themselves outside and inside the school using, for example, throughout a lot of creative methods. In the space number 3 that we call Agora, we create indoor space and outdoor space. In indoor space, we transform, for example, corridor, lobby, hall, or, for example, lumber room that are usually useless. And we create a new classroom. In this classroom, for example, we open a new classroom and we work using individual activity with small group or medium group. The same things we do with outdoor space, with outdoor Agora. You see in this picture, for example, this sail or this canvas. We use this simple canvas to create a new outdoor classroom. The 4 steps we call space number 4, and this space is dedicated to individual work. Here you can see the teacher that is a real mentor. In this case, the teacher accompanies and develops the students' thinkings in a sort of metacognition. In the space number 5, that we call informal space, we use lobby, corridors, or lumber room. And in this point, the children can relax, read, and also for me and for us, it's important to add what we call soft corner, that are informal space in which students can stretch, can speak each other with the classmate, put off their shoes, and create an including space. So we are thinking to create a new large and flexible space called Leonardo. Why Leonardo? Because Leonardo, one of the most important scientists of the world, came, worked, and stayed in our school. That was a convent. So the work are in progress. So we don't have picture now of Leonardo's lab, but it came as soon as possible. We are ready to welcome a lot of schools. We are thinking to welcome an average of 2 schools in every 2 weeks. We are ready to welcome and meet teachers, new students, and maybe educational agency. Thanks to the opportunity to grow together in the FCL network of an innovative learning space.
Thank you so much, Silvia and Chiara, for this interesting presentation. And now let's move, please, to our Turkish presenters, Jana Han from Turkey. Yes, can you move the slides?
Hello, Anna.
Yeah, hello, yes.
Yes, I have the control, thank you.
Yes, we still have about half an hour to go, but I would like to have a few minutes, at least a few questions at the end of the session. So I would appreciate if you can please keep within time. Thank you, Jana.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you, Anna and all the Future Classroom team for this kind invitation. It's my pleasure to be here with all innovative teachers. Okay, let me introduce myself first. I'm Canan Han. I'm teaching English for almost 20 years. And also I am a master's degree student at Gazi University in the Department of Educational Technologies. And also I'm a FCL active coordinator and FCL Turkey ambassador. And also I'm one of the mentors of Design Test project. Okay, about Future Classroom Lab Active, I can say that we are just located in the heart of Turkey, in the capital city of Turkey, Ankara. And we are established in Ticaret Odası Middle School. We are really a very crowded school with 1,320 students and 72 teachers. About Future Classroom Lab Active, I can say that we are a school-based learning lab, and our audience are students between 10 and 14 years old, and also innovative teachers, of course. We have no commercial partners yet. We are a member of FCL network since May 2022, but actually the beginning of our pedagogical work dates back to pandemic period, 2020. 2 years period, in this 2 years period, the team of teachers worked on writing learning scenarios. They learned to integrate innovative technologies and pedagogies in their instructional design. And then we started to establish our physical environment after a brainstorm session. Okay. About the design of FCL Active, I can say that we have 6 learning zones. The first one is Investigate zone, and we have 3D models, Arduino sets, microphones, VR glasses, tablets, and laptops in this zone. And in the Interact zone, we have interactive whiteboards, laptops, tablets, headsets, and we use, we call EBA, an education information network for all free use for all teachers and students. We use this platform as a learning opportunity. An exchange zone, we have a software for online collaboration. We use board games, and we have a portable whiteboard. And in Create Zone, we have a high definition video camera, 3D printer, 3D pencils, microphones, podcast and animation softwares, and a professional light system. I have to say that this zone is my students' favorite one. they use this zone they love there, and develop zones, study corner with informal furniture, as you see, and headsets, portable devices, tablets, again, board games and digital games. We located the two zones very close to each other, as you see, I mean, present and develop zones, and we can exchange the furniture easily when we use the Rise. And the present zone, we have again the configurable furniture, HD screen, and of course tools for online publication. Learning activities for teachers. Actually, I can say that we teach each other first. All teachers come together. For example, here on the left, you can see our ICT teacher is teaching about Tinkercad. We have a training session like this. And we teach each other. Also, we have other collaboration with other schools and experts. About learning activities for students, we have, again, except from the learning activities in the curriculum, we have some other trainings. For example, here, a teacher from my university came and have a workshop for my students on Arduino. And as you see in the pictures, the students are using the platform actively. And also we have some national workshops, also some international workshop with students from Europe. And I have some suggestions for the teachers or for the project coordinators. Maybe it would be better if we can have a network for FCL teachers. I mean, for a better motivation and also for, let me say, coming together and work on some projects, maybe with our students, because we have almost similar technologies and opportunities in our classrooms. So we can come together and work on some projects together. Why not? Okay, thank you so much. I hope.
Thank you, Jana. That was really interesting. Another perspective, another way to set up a lab in the class in the school. Let's move on now to Unsal, if I'm not mistaken. Unsal, yes. Can you please take control and tell us about the ZFCL?
Yes, thank you, Anna. Yes, hello everyone. Ünsal Sefer from Turkey. I'm an English language teacher, and also I'm an FCL ambassador. By the way, I teach at a high school. Begin with, I'd like to thank for this opportunity, for this great event. The title of our lab is ZFCL. Actually, the idea of setting up an FCL dates back about 9 years ago when I first visited Brussels FCL. But physically, we set up our FCL in 2021. And it was accredited by European Schoolnet in 2022. And in the same year, it became one of those learning laboratories of the European Schoolnet Mensi projects. So we designed our FCL to discover 6 learning spaces. And it covers an area of 172 square meters. As you can see on the picture, we use a large area, which provides great comfort for our students for teamwork or for teacher training. And it also allows our students to work simultaneously for different school subjects or for different projects and works at the same time. So in our FCL, we use 6 learning zones. The teachers prepare the scenario-based educations for teachers, student groups, and the students come together here with small groups, and they conduct online search related to real-life topics in the investigate zone. And they interact with their peers and use various digital tools or platforms they interact on. And they collaborate in exchange zone. And they create for real life and to produce concrete products in the create zone. And they present or evaluate what they have created to other groups, to other students in the present zone in an interactive way. And finally, the students have the chance to, make individualized learning in develop zone. And here, the develop zone is the place where the individualized learning is becoming obvious for our students. Yes, as you can see here, we have got 6 learning zones, and each zone has its own pedagogical purpose. So it has various technological tools, equipments, and movable furniture in these learning zones. And the works, the FCL works that are carried out in those zones are really helpful for our students in order to, in the way of improving their skills, their creativity, communication, collaboration, or problem-solving skills, and also digital skills, which is really crucial for today's digital society. And in our FCL, we use various digital tools and equipments. So we use smart boards, computers, tablets, and we've got a metaverse area here. And we have VR headsets, 3D printer, and drone, telescope, and both robotic kits or Arduino kits and more. I should say that we use those digital tools or equipments as a means of improving our students' skills and competences. So we just focus on the educational use of those tools. We set up this FCL, but we aimed at reaching other teachers and students from other schools, other local schools at local level or at national level. We always aimed at reaching the other schools and work with them together in the scope of the FCL works. So far, we have organized various teacher training within the scope of the European SchoolNet Mensa project and also Erasmus Plus projects. Here you can see the pictures from those teacher training activities, and the feedback from those teachers, those participants are really positive for us, and it really motivates us for future collaboration with other schools. Yes. When we established our FCL, we also aimed at include or integrate European projects and national projects such as Erasmus Plus and eTwinning, and also TÜBİTAK and Technofest. So for us, it is really great pleasure to host different students and teachers from different European schools in our FCL and to work them together, to create them together. Now here you see a few pictures from those Erasmus activities. And here's another one. Yes, here I would like to share the 3D design of our FCL, which was created, a group of my students. Actually, it is another dissemination activity for us. And recently we have prepared the FCL magazine in order to share the good practices with others. And this ebook covers opinions of the teachers or the students. And also it covers lots of information about FCL learning spaces, active learning approaches, and so on. And finally, I would like to point out that as a school, we are planning to cooperate with the university in our city. And next week, the Dean of the Faculty of Education is going to pay a visit to our FCL. As a school, we attach great importance to open our FCL to the communities, to other schools, to other institutions, and to work with them. We really care about to raise awareness of the teacher candidates so that they can become familiar with the future classroom lab model and innovative learning, flexible learning zones, and also technology-enhanced active learning approaches. So yes, I have to finish due to the limited time. All right. Thanks so much for your attention. That's all I have to say now, Anna.
Yeah, thank you very much, Serkan. That was really an interesting presentation. Let's now come to the last presenter, last but not least. So Serkan, please take control of the slides, and I think we can manage. We can have also some time for questions at the end.
Okay, I am. Yes.
Thank you, Serkan.
Hello, Anna. Hello, everyone. I am Serkan Topbaş. I am a primary school teacher, and I am here today to represent the STEM FCL. In addition to being a STEM instructor, I also work as an ambassador for Scientix and FCL. In my presentation today, I would like to share with you some information about the FCL we established in our school. Firstly, I'd like to provide you with some brief information about our school. Our school was established in 2019 as a public school. It serves the preschool and primary school groups. We have 37 teachers and 850 students in our school. The city where our school is located is now for its metal industry, shipbuilding, fishing, and agriculture, which are significant source of income. Therefore, the income level in our region is considered to be medium to high. How did we decide? Decide to form an FCL was a result of several factors. The opening of our school and my involvement in STEM activities facilitated our connection with the European School Network. We started our work with a few teachers who believe in the power of innovation and started our first work by reaching our FCL Turkey coordinator, Mrs. Büşra Söylemez. What we did, first of all, we shared our ideas with the school administration, other teachers and parent-teacher association representatives. We also asked our students to draw the classroom and school of their dreams. This event motivated both us and other stakeholders significantly. As a result, the idea of innovative learning space began to take hold in the school. In the school phase, we identified the needs of both students and teachers to create our classroom model, set learning objectives, and align the technologies with our goals. Opting for a more minimal scenario, considering the primary school level, we decided to progress with an approach where students could collaborate and teachers could adapt to innovative pedagogies. Based on our basic needs, we continue to develop our learning areas with innovative approaches with the trainings organized by the FCL Turkey team. One of the studies was to prepare a primary school program with instructional design. As you can see in the image, we developed interdisciplinary activities at each grade level, and until they implemented them as an twinning project. Later, we turned this program into the thesis study by collaborating with a university in our city. In the academic research conducted with the experimental and control groups, we observed positive developments in favor of the experimental group in the students' basic skills, reflective thinking skills for problem solving, and interest in STEM career. The work we carry out in our learning areas is not limited to our students only. At the same time, we continue to organize professional development courses for other teachers working in this TV live-in. Our efforts didn't stop there. We also began collaborating with the local education directorate in our city and the Ministry of Education of our country on joint project. I'd like to share with you the final stage of our FCL journey towards the end of my presentation. We continue to improve our learning space area like a living organism. One of the proofs of life is development. We continue to develop our learning areas in line with this idea. STEM FCL learning areas, which were previously separated from each other by walls, are now a classroom without walls and much more fun. Lastly, it's essential to briefly mention some limitations and challenges. The most significant challenge we faced while creating innovative learning space was the resistance from teachers to embrace these changes. Additionally, financing the integration of technological equipment into the field and the lack of training in using these technologies posed another difficulty. To overcome these challenges, we are striving to address them through professional development initiatives, particularly through the Teacher Informatics Network established by our ministry. That concludes what I wanted to share with you in this presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Serkan. So we have now concluded the overview of these implementation of these best practice examples. There are, of course, many, many more. We can now open for questions if there are any from the audience. Please use the chat. Bart, can you help me with that?
Yeah,
I think
so
there
far
were
no questions have arrived.
no
There was
questions.
someone, Gabriella, I think she raised her hand, but maybe that was a mistake. But please write down in case you have a question, your question in the chat.
Yes, please use the chat and if possible, specify also if you want to ask the question to a speaker in particular or just in general. I can see, however, a comment, right? A comment from Edu4 Innovative Classroom Lab, where they also work in various innovative environments with robotics, programming, makerspaces, etc. Anyway, I take the chance while maybe we get some questions from the audience. to thank all our speakers today. It was a very rich program. We are aware of that, but we wanted really to give a wide overview of how the original idea has been implemented in the various countries. I cannot see any questions, right? Let's see if there is anything. Otherwise, we wrap up the session. I think that our presenters were briefly detailed.
Yeah. There is one question now from Alissa. I would like to ask Unsal how the place is used. Do the pupils rotate?
Of course. Let me help. Actually, before using the FCL, we as teachers create learning scenarios. And the number of each classroom in our school is about 30. We divide them into 5 or 6 different groups. And according to the learning scenario that we prepare, the students come together with small groups and step by step. First, they are starting with the investigate zone, and then they pass the interact and exchange zone. And finally, they start to work in create zone. They create something concrete, and then they present in the present zone. And after all those 5 steps, the students this time start to use develop zone in order to enhance their learning, their experience with small groups or individually. So in this way, we can complete a learning scenario. Of course, this might take sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you. There's great appreciation for your presentations from the audience. Right,
we already
Bart?
have a volunteer for a next edition, but I don't know, Anna, whether you can share your main thoughts of how maybe we could organize the follow-up or a next meeting.
Yeah. We are planning already for another coming together, maybe in autumn, let's say end of September, beginning of October. But this time we would like to open a little bit more, have a more informal discussion. Today it was very structured, and we hoped to offer such an overview. But next time maybe we can focus on some topics, and we have already gathered a few insights, a few inputs from the registration forms. Many have asked for AI, generative content creation, and other suggestions. Okay, I think there are no more questions in the chat, right?
Indeed.
Many say that it was a great event, that it was useful. We really appreciate that. So feel free to come back to us anytime in the network. We are sending out newsletters and information about the upcoming events. And to this topic, I would like to share with you that the Future Classroom series of webinars is going on, and there are 2 webinars coming up soon. The first one will be in May, so on the 22nd of May, in collaboration with Lenovo. So the title is Empowering Educators Leveraging Professional Development for Classroom Practitioner. Please spread the word also within your network, within your labs. I've just pasted also in the chat the information and the link to the registration forms. So this first webinar is coming on the 22nd of May. All right, and then another one, always by Future Classroom, that I cannot see at the moment. Here it is, the biochemistry of learning. Pretty interesting, sounds to me, in collaboration with Smart Tech. So that one will be on the 12th of June, 2024. Okay, so that's it on our side. Bart, one last thought or a greeting to all?
Yes, so thank you for being here. It was nice to meet familiar faces, but also new faces. So let's keep this network growing, and don't hesitate to contact bilaterally people that you meet here. I mean, we don't have to be here all the time as European Schoolnet to intervene. Just find each other's credentials on the website and just make this a self-sustainable network, I would say.
Absolutely. And we are also discussing and open or welcome any suggestion also from your side on how we can animate this network. I mean, there are so many labs that can be a lighthouse of inspiration for other schools in their territory, but how can we also animate our network so that it becomes instrumental also for us, for European Schoolnet, and for you as members of the ILLS network. So thank you very much for joining us today, and see you next time.
Yeah, well done, Anna.
Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.